Hello there. Welcome to Just the Discs. My name is Brian. We talk about Blu-rays here. And for this episode, I'm continuing my series on some of my favorite releases from 2021. In this round, we are going to talk about 4Ks, and this will be a lot quicker. I don't have nearly as many to talk about, but let's get into this. We'll start with this one from Blue Underground. This is Dead and Buried. And this is just a fantastic movie, directed by the great Gary Sherman, who would do things like Vice Squad and Poltergeist 3. And this is just one of his best movies. Kind of you could put it up against something like Invasion of the Body Snatchers, but that's not quite what this movie is. It's just like, bad stuff afoot in a small town. And that's kind of all I really want to say about it plot-wise. Guillermo del Toro is a professed huge fan of this one, and this 4K looks spectacular, as is not a surprise from the good folks at Blue Underground, who have been really killing it with their 4Ks. They just haven't had a bad one yet. And this has a lot of great features, including audio commentaries, 4 of them actually, new behind the scenes, and then a locations now and then. Music, talking to the composer, a whole bunch of great stuff here. And this actually had multiple covers, but I always like the original cover personally. The lenticulars are nice. I know a lot of them are sold out now, but yeah, this disc itself is just absolutely stupendous and a great movie. So really, you don't go wrong at all with Dead and Buried from Blue Underground. Moving over to Synapse, we have their 4K release of Demons 1 and 2. Obviously, this came out as a double from Arrow Video as well. And I like both, but I think I'm going to recommend this one. This is a double. It's not a steelbook, but it's just the 4Ks, so you don't have any Blu-rays at all, and it comes with the ticket, the Metropole ticket that you got with the Arrow one. It comes with a poster, a little note about the transfer. But yeah, these look great. I think they might be the same transfers as the Arrow. Don't quote me on that. But, some nice features on this, and some that are not all included on the Arrow, and vice versa. I think that's why I have both. There's some features on one that's not included on the other. I'm pretty sure that not everything here is included there. But anyway, I had the steelbooks of these from Synapse, and I had to get the actual 4Ks, and they look, again, fantastic. Synapse does great works with their Blu-rays and their 4Ks, and this is no exception. A great double movie set. Next up, we have Bird with the Crystal Plumage, Dario Argento's film. This is the 4K from Arrow, and they actually put out several of Argento's films on 4K this year, including Deep Red and Cat of Nine Tails. I can't remember if there was another one, but this is my favorite of those films, and so it's my favorite release, and it's a really great hard box. Comes with a really nice thick book, and looks just fantastic. And Arrow also doing great. That's why they're in the number one. That's why these are my favorites. These are my favorite companies doing 4K, and yeah, it looks just outstanding, and has some good features here. I'm not sure how much is new from their previous special edition of Bird with the Crystal Plumage, but regardless, it's great to have it looking so good, and I do recommend this one the most of any of those Argento 4Ks, although they're all solid. If you're a fan, you should probably get them all, but this is the one for me. I think there was an alternate cover, and I can't remember if this is the alternate cover or not, but I'm happy with this cover, and yeah, really great stuff from Arrow. Continuing in the Arrow vein, we have their UK only release of True Romance on 4K. This one is the Blu-ray is region locked. The 4K obviously is not. Also looks stupendous, and has again, this is that really nice box. Comes with a book and a poster, and just has a whole lot of special features here. This is new 4K restorations of both the theatrical and director's cuts from the original camera negatives done by Arrow. This one might be harder. I don't know if getting this limited edition might be difficult at this point. I think they may have sold out. But that said, it's worth tracking down. And you can get the 4K, I think, just the straight up without the box and everything. But lots of stuff ported from the previous special editions, as well as I think a little bit of new features. And a collector's booklet with new writings on the film by Kim Morgan, Nicholas Clement, and a 2008 Maxim oral history featuring interviews with cast and crew, and Edgar Wright's 2012 eulogy for Tony Scott as well. But yeah, just a really great release from Arrow. Good looking 4K. Had to include it in my 4K group. Oof, this one is a beast. Next up, we have the 4K UHD release of The Guest, Adam Wingard's The Guest, from Second Sight Films in the UK. I ordered this one through Diabolic DVD. I'm not sure if you can still get it that way. But oh my gosh, is this just ridiculous. Second Sight really, really doing some incredible work. So this has your 4K and your Blu-ray and the soundtrack. And I should get that soundtrack art from my car. An incredible book. I mean, this is not a booklet by any means. This is a book. Full color essays. I mean, this is just beautiful. You got some storyboards and script excerpts and all kinds of great stuff. Yeah, this is just truly a stellar release from Second Sight, who have done a lot of stellar releases, but this really is up there for them. Beautiful box. And this includes a commentary with Simon Barrett, the writer, and Adam Wingard. And it includes two commentaries. Basically, they do a new track, which I really like because they are being very frank about the film and its reception and how it didn't do all that well for them at the time. Yeah, I really dig that track. And then they have another track as well. And new interviews, producer, DP, composer. I mean, this is top-notch stuff here, folks. Not cheap, but you get what you pay for. And this one really, really stood out to me as one of the year's best 4K releases, without question. Next up, we have Dune. I had to do it. In the year of the new Dune, we get a really excellent Arrow 4K limited. I got the Steelbook, which is great, and comes with cards and multiple discs and just great stuff there. And then on top of that, you get a big old poster, and again, you get two books. You get this one, which is, what is this one? I think this is just sort of the general, essays and such. And then you get a second booklet that's all about the design of Dune. This is a lengthwise book and has like all kinds of storyboards and drawings and just amazing. Just a really amazing package. Beyond the physical disc itself and its appearance, Arrow just continues to put together these incredible packages. I don't know. I know it can't be cheap, and I know it's hard to maintain this kind of stuff, but this is a high quality 4K release. It looks very good and just has a ton of features, and this one has the bonus Blu-ray as well. But yeah, it's really, really special. If you're a fan of the movie, you need to be picking up this 4K. It doesn't have to be this limited edition. You can get there's one with the sandworm on the cover. that you can get as well. It will give you a lot of the same stuff. But yeah, really solid 4K from Arrow. Really hard to pick all the Arrow 4Ks from them to choose some favorites. Okay. Kino had a good year with 4Ks. They put out Silence of the Lambs and Good, the Bad, and the Ugly. Both are great. I think this is the one for me, though. Invasion of the Body Snatchers, the 1978 Philip Kaufman release. Looks excellent. There's the alternate artwork there. And has just a ton of special features on it. Commentary by Kaufman, commentary by Steve Haberman, interviews with Brooke Adams, screenwriter W.D. Richter, who's a really great interview, by the way, the guy who wrote and directed Buckaroo Banzai. He's got a great way about him. I really like interviews with him. I've seen him on a couple discs in the last couple years. Art Hindle interview with Jack Finney, expert Jack Seabrook, Practical Magic, the special effects. Just a really wonderful set and a good-looking 4K from Kino. Highly recommended. Then, let's see here. One more from Blue Underground. We have Maniac Cop 2, Bill Lustig's film. Follow-up to Maniac Cop, the best Maniac Cop film in my mind. This one gets right into it with Robert Z'Dar as the Maniac Cop himself, set loose on New York, and subsequently folks in the city are dealing with a serial killer who's targeting strippers, and that serial killer befriends the Maniac Cop, and things get crazy from there. But this movie has just some of the most incredible stunts. There's some great driving stunts, somebody hanging out the side of a car. There's man on fire turns into two men on fire fight. It's just really, really spectacular in terms of the stunts. And the 4K, of course, looks outstanding. And you get commentary with Lustig and filmmaker Nicholas Winding Refn on the 4K. And then you get a making of on the Blu-ray and a Cinefamily Q&A with Lustig and deleted scenes on the Blu-ray. So another great 4K from Blue Underground. Then we have a couple from Scream Factory, and I know that these, I think, I can't remember now, there were versions in the UK of these as a set and solo, and I can't recall if these are different transfers or the same transfers, but these look good to me, and they're porting over a lot of their features from their previous releases of both Prince of Darkness and They Live. I didn't mention the titles. And yeah, this was the first step into 4K for Scream Factory. They would step it up big time with the Halloween movies on 4K. I didn't bring those over, but obviously the first Halloween 4K is really great. I like Halloween 2 and 3 on the 4Ks as well, and I haven't really dug deep into 4 and 5, although I did pick up all of them, and so I guess I would recommend those as well. And then a few more studio 4Ks that struck me. The Almost Famous 4K from Paramount. Now this includes the theatrical version plus features, and then the bootleg cut on the second disc plus special feature, which is actually, it says special feature because I think it's the only one on the bootleg cut, and that is a commentary by Cameron Crowe and friends. I forget who all is there, except I know it's Cameron Crowe and his mom. And that is really a great commentary. Just to hear him reminiscing with his mom and sort of calling up things that happen in the movie, and his mom telling the real version of the story, and they just have a completely charming rapport, and it's great to see her or hear her talking about this movie. Obviously, she's the inspiration for the Frances McDormand character, and I just forgot how much I like this movie, and the bootleg cut in particular is really great, as long as it is, and it looks really good on 4K. So Paramount's Almost Famous 4K, very good. Then from Sony, we have The Last Action Hero, just a movie I really love. One of the most self-aware action comedies of all time. A movie that I'm still pleased that Schwarzenegger agreed to do, because he's very much making fun of himself as Jack Slater. And, you basically get a kid who gets to go into the Last Action Hero movie, or the Jack Slater movie, and then bring Jack Slater out of the movie into real life through this magical ticket thing. And this is directed by John McTiernan, who did Die Hard, and written by Shane Black and David Arnott. And it's a very Shane Black self-aware script, and I just love this movie. I don't know. 4K looks great. Has some features here. I don't know that any of these are brand new features, but this 4K was relatively cheap. I would just keep an eye out and snag it. If you're a fan like me, you got to have this on 4K because it looks wonderful. And then last but not least, this is just a movie that I really liked from this year, and that's Free Guy. And I know that not everybody liked this movie, and that's fine. This is the Target exclusive 4K, which, came with that J slip, and has sort of a fold out with some cards and stuff, and it's like a fold out, but then it's still a slip case, so you can pull out the Free Guy 4K. And this movie, it's kind of like, I've heard Wreck-It Ralph meets The Truman Show. Ryan Reynolds plays a video game character who becomes self-aware and, starts to realize maybe he wants to do something more with his life than work at the bank where he works, which is constantly robbed and stuff. And just a movie that I find to be pretty fun. And this 4K looks great and has lots of features that help your enjoyment of the movie. Just a fan of this one. It was hard to narrow down the 4Ks. There was just so much in the way of 4K releases this year that were fun, and both studio and boutique labels. And so this is just a small slice. Maybe I can do another one of these. I don't know. But these are some of my favorites, and hopefully there's some in here that you enjoy. Moving on soon to the box sets, my favorite box sets of the year. That'll be coming up very shortly for you to check out. So stay subscribed and keep an eye out for that. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.